Okay. So I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to share this reading. I was just watching one of my soul family members, one of his videos. I'll say the name, Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. And so as I'm watching his latest one on the new moon in Aquarius, I believe, I was doing a little twin flame reading for myself, and because of what cards came up, I just had to share it. So, and I shuffled. The King of Pentacles came up quite a few times. It's all reversed, so sorry, but my twin flame's a Virgo, so that's the King of Pentacles right there. And these are, it's a king, not a knave or whatever. So, and I shuffled like regular. Here, let me take this off anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it on. It's kind of cold with no hair. So, okay, let me just show you what I came up with. So, down the center, okay, we have Crowning the Moon card. Then the Knight of Swords. And then the Knave of Swords. Let me just go over all the cards first and then I'll explain. Okay, so that's... And if you're familiar with how I do my twin flame readings, what I do is a cross in the middle. So there's 3 down the center and 1 on each side. So just like a crucifix, okay? Then there's 3 on the side of the Divine Masculine, 3 on the side of the Divine Feminine. So that was the center line. Crowning the Moon. Then we have the Knight of Swords. And then the Knave of Swords. And the Moon card showed itself as I was shuffling. And the Knight of Swords showed itself quite a few times. Then on his side, and I'll just say he and she because I'm just referring, this was my own personal reading and I'm just sharing it. So on his side, Justice card. And that's come up quite a bit for the Divine Masculine. 8, very karmic, balancing this karmic energy. You could say debt, whatever, but you know. And then on my side, okay, the King of Pentacles. So, and then the next top card after I laid all the cards was the Two of Wands. And my lips are dry. I just took another Dead Sea salt bath and I should have put on some lip balm, but... And then on the bottom was the Judgment card. Okay, so that's 20, which reduces to a 2. The next top card was also a 2. Okay, and that's very much twin flame, especially the Two of Wands. So then on my side, Knave of Cups, 3 of Wands, King of Wands, and my twin flame is his zodiac sign. His sun sign is Virgo, so that's the King of Pentacles, and then his rising sign is Leo. And I always think of the King of Wands as Leo. I don't know why. It's just probably because when I do twin flame readings, that comes up a lot, and that's his rising sign. My son's also a double Leo, which is interesting. And if you watch my videos, you know all our names mean the same. His name's Evo. My son's name is Zoshum, which are forms of the name John. Okay, and then my name, Anna. It all means grace. Yeah, so, and there's lots of different forms of the name John. Evo, Elijah, Joachim, Zoshim, Zoshum, Elion, Elon, Ivan. Okay, so I don't want to repeat myself of old, other things that I've already said in other videos. So and then on his side, okay, and this was funny because as I'm watching Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444, okay, my brother Gat, my twin side, he got 4 of Cups. Then the 4 of Wands. And I said, oh, 2 4s. I'm like, if there's another 4, I'm going to shit myself. And it's funny because whenever I say that, it's like, because I'm tuning in with the energy that I know is coming. So, and then 4 of Pentacles. As I'm watching Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444, okay? There you go, 444. Okay, so that's the number of the angels. So he's got the Justice card, which is an 8, and then 3 4s in a row. Okay, so mine's not as interesting. I could probably go over that a little bit more quickly. So let me go over that first. So I have, and remember, we have the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck, which is 20, which reduces to a 2. And the next top card, after I laid out all the cards, I always look at the next top card, and it's the 2 of Wands, okay? So, I have the Knave of Cups, 3 of Wands, King of Wands. So and then, the, as part of the crucifix in the middle, the King of Pentacles. So, he's very much been on my mind, obviously, and I'm being reminded of him through people and different things. So this Knave of Cups, that's like an offering of love. It also represents harmony. Okay, and this is the mini harmonious deck from Los Caraballos. So yeah, anyway. So with the King of Wands and King of Pentacles, which represent my twin flame, he's a Virgo with a so he's Earth sign with the fire rising, Virgo with Leo rising. So there's the King of Pentacles, King of Wands, and so it's like this offer of love, peace, harmony, balance, tranquility. Okay, this offer of love coming in is something that I should be looking forward to, okay, and see how it's also, they're facing each other there. So 3 of Wands is very much, like looking forward to the future. I also call it the waiting on God card, and I got that from Joyce Myers. Always looking for God, always waiting on God. So that's the 3 of Wands. And then, the King of Wands. So looking forward, thinking positively, looking forward to this offer of love from my twin. Because a lot of times, like, I'll be having fond memories or thinking positive and like, oh, how great it would be, to see him again or whatever and whatnot. And then, or having a dream or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it's like he's trying to hook up with 2 different girls at the same time, or, not that I've ever been a witness to him doing that, but, I know that he has. He told me a story about that where he, in the hot tub with 2 girls or whatever. I don't know if they had sex and all that, but just because I can't remember it, whatever. But, that was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to have him in my life anymore, because, and I had my own issues with sex, being sexually abused and then having kind of like, not an addiction to it, but a preoccupation with it, and more of like, dealing with the dark side and insecurity that goes along with it, and the distrust, of men, and, never feeling like you're enough, one woman being enough, So, oh, it just went black there, so I just, okay. So, God, Source, Creator, Spirit, the Great Spirit, the universe, the angels are telling me to look forward to this offer of love coming in. To expect good things, to think positive. And because there's the King of Pentacles and King of Wands right there, it's like, that's what, and they're both together right there to reinforce each other and what's the word? Anyway, reconfirm that definitely is my twin that they're trying to tell me about. So, okay, so let's do the center now. Okay, so this is the moon card, and that represents Pisces, and my twin's moon sign, his moon sign is Pisces. His moon is in Pisces. You might hear my son in the background playing in the living room, so okay, so the moon card, and then Knight of Swords, which is, okay, and then Knave of Swords. So what that's telling me is, you see there's a progression going up. It goes the Knave, the Knight, and then the Moon. So what that's telling me is that because the swords represent the thought, they represent the air, and it's a new moon in Aquarius, okay, and also this Justice card, the scales, that balance, that's Libra, okay, so a lot of air energy in the center crucifix, okay. The center of the crucifix, I'll say, or cross. What it's telling me is that there's this growth and maturity and development of the intellect. And it has much to do with the influence of the moon, which represents intuition, that sixth sense, that deep inner knowing that you may not, it may not be tangible, but it's just like you just know it. It represents dreams, the obscure, so things that aren't so cut and dry, black and white. You kind of have to investigate a little bit more because it's moonlight, it's not sunlight. So sunlight, it's like obvious, okay? Moonlight is reflected light, and it can obscure things, so you have to do a little bit more investigating. And you know, anyone who is like a detective or very investigatory, is that a word? They, that's what makes like a really good PI or a really good investigator, is having these hunches where you may not have physical, tangible, forensic evidence of something, but you just know because you have that inner compass guiding you to that truth. So this is for both twins, this maturation of the intellect has to do with letting the spirit guide you, and that's represented by the moon card, your intuition, the heavenly graces, which are faith, hope, and charity could also mean love. So faith, hope, and love. These aren't things that are tangible of the earth, okay? It's like the wind. You can't necessarily see the wind, but you can see its effect. You can see how it rustles the leaves on the trees and so on and so forth. So this maturation of the intellect based on honing your intuition, your gut instinct, okay? So, and on his side, Four of Cups, Again, Four of Cups, Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Cups, there's like this Ferris wheel, and everything in this deck is like made out of flowers and plants and stuff. So it's like he's at a carnival. There's this Ferris wheel in the background. There's this beautiful, voluptuous woman, like, you know, just on his jock or whatever. Just fawning all over him, like, just, you know, like throwing herself at him. And as you can see, he's just kind of like, been there, done that. Okay, I've done everything. Now what? Kind of reminds me of like people who are of great wealth and great privilege, especially if they're younger. They've gotten to travel the world. They've gotten to try every drug, whatever, have sex with what, just, you know, and then they get to a point where it's like, okay, I've been there, done that. Now what? Like, what's the next step? What's the next frontier? You know, what's the next, you know, they've had all the highs, you know, they've been high off everything because, you know, money lends itself to entitlement and privilege. And so, you know, so it's like he's young, good looking, he's had all this fun. Okay, now what? And so the Four of Cups represents anxiety, uneasiness, lack of stimulation, boredom. Okay, so, and then the Four of Wands being next, so it's like, okay, he walked away from this to go see what the big party was, the wild sex, the whatever, okay? And that's the exact thing that pushed him back to wanting this. But that's part of his dharma, his karma, his path, okay, is seeing what else is out there and realizing what he really wanted, ultimately, was the thing he walked away from in the first place, which was the Four of Wands, which is the community, the harmony, the cooperation, the balance, the stability of the family, the home, the settling down, the thing that you think is going to keep you from magic and mystery and being wild and free and letting your spirit soar. But it's like, if you don't have something anchoring you, you don't have any reference, no standard of comparison to which you can say, this is way far from that. Okay, so if you don't have something anchoring you and you're just floating around to whatever the next thing is, what happens is you start craving this again, this anchoring. And that happens a lot, like in Hollywood and entertainment and stuff. These people think, you know, they're going to have some great life. It's going to be awesome to have all these people like fawning all over you and like yelling your name and I love you. Who's popular? Like, I don't know, Justin Bieber. So I don't know who people like. Whatever. Back in my day, it was Julia Roberts and Tom Cruise. I'm a Tom Cruise girl, you know. So anyway, yeah, I'm old school. So it's like they've had the bling, they've had all the lobster with butter, and, you know, they got off the rice and beans and they got onto the butter and cream. Okay, that's a line from one of my writings. I'm gonna have to share some of my writings, but anyway, right now back to the tarot. So, you know, the very thing that they walked away from, which was their privacy. They had privacy when they weren't famous. They had autonomy. They could just go here and there, go to the park, whatever, do whatever, and people would just treat them like a normal person. So you got people loving you for the wrong reasons. You got people hating you who don't even know you, and they're just going to judge you because you have money and your name's and faces plastered all over everywhere. So a lot of these people, you know, not necessarily regret, but wish that they could just express themselves, create their music or whatever, not have it be about money and touring and becoming a slave. And then it's like, yeah, you get all this wealth and notoriety and fame and, you know, the most gorgeous women or men or both wanting you. And then, but then it's like, you never know if they actually just love you for who you are. Good and bad, you know? So, and then you know, you're always questioning, like, well, if I didn't have all this money, or if if I got in a car wreck and my face was all wrecked, you know, destroyed, and I was in a wheelchair, would this person still be here for me, loving me? Would they help me? Would they take care of me? Would they, you know? So it creates a lot of doubt, distrust. So the very thing that, you know, the divine masculine walked away from because they thought there was, you know, all this titillating stuff going, you know, and literally like titillating stuff going on over here. And they're realizing that it's not all it's cracked up to be. And maybe it didn't even happen. Maybe they were expecting this big party, and really all they got was the Four of Cups, which is just boredom, uneasiness, anxiety, lack of stimulation. And they thought it was going to be some big party, some big orgy. And originally orgy was a fervent worship of God, but everything gets distorted by the devil, and, you know, so it turned into a hedonistic sexual thing. But so the Four of Cups, Four of Wands, and then so now he's wanting to come. Now he realized what's out there, which is nothing, and that love is the only thing that is real, and the stability of love expressed by the Four of Wands, acting out that love in your life, creating that foundation. Okay, Four of Wands is that action. Okay, creating that foundation. And he realizes that that's truly what he wanted all along, and to protect that. So 3 4s in a row, 4 4 4 on the side of the divine masculine. That's why I wasn't gonna share it, and then when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I have to. And it was right when I was watching. Okay, 4 4 4. So my brother Gat, I don't know if he'll watch this, but if he does, hello, brother. I love you. You know I do. So, yeah, kind of went off a little bit on that side, but it was just with the 3 4s, it just fascinated me. So, the divine feminine should be looking forward to this offer of love, thinking positively about it, and because there's 2 kings, okay? It's not like it's the Knave of Pentacles and Knave of Wands. It's the King of Pentacles and King of Wands. So again, from the Knave to the Knight of Swords, Knave of Swords, Knight of Swords, that maturation of listening to your instinct, okay? And it's like, when we don't listen to our instinct, we get off course, we get off path, and then we get turned right back around, back in the same direction in which we were headed in the first place. Because the spirit rules. And when you don't let the spirit guide you, when you're not led by the spirit, you just go around and around and around in circles. Okay? You leave something, and then it's like when I was a kid, when I was at my dad's house, I was always wondering what was going on at my mom's house. What are they having for dinner over there? What are they watching on TV over there? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and same thing when I was at my mom's house. I'm like, what are they doing at my dad's house? I wonder what my brother's up to. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what they're eating. You know, so, and then I had friends in both areas, you know, my dad's neighborhood and my mom's neighborhood. So, and that has to do with being in the now and appreciating the now and accepting it for what it is instead of constantly wanting more. Just allow for spirit to guide you, allow for the divine plan to unfold. And, you know, if you're lucky enough to get this back after walking away from it, protect the fuck out of it. Okay? And this card can represent meanness. You can see, like, there's this person buried and they have, like, this sai or, like, little hatchet thing or whatever, like, weapon in their hand. And it's like he's holding this scale, this balance, and he's got, like, this crest over here that represents, like, his legacy. It's kind of like the Scrooge card, you know, like, he's putting money before people. But it's like this fortress of protection of, if you try to screw me over, I will bury you. So if you try to create a disruption or an imbalance, okay, you know, Justice card, the scales, here's the scales again. If you try to create an imbalance in my life, the divine masculine is saying any forces that come up against him that want to create an imbalance and take away what he's worked so hard towards, you will be buried. Okay? Because I will maintain balance. I will maintain this foundation. Okay? And that's the divine masculine coming into his power. Accepting the path of the karma, the dharma. Okay? It hasn't been easy. But when we come out of balance, we return to balance eventually. If we allow spirit to guide us and allow for that maturation of thought through, you know, that intuition, which is letting the spirit guide you. So, overall, the divine masculine is realizing, but it was all part of the path, you know. You have to veer off the path to realize how much you wanted the path. So, they're seeing that, they're wanting that, and now they know that if they would be so fortunate as to have it again, that they're going to know that this time, when and if it comes back around, that their mission is to protect that and to not let any interference create an imbalance, which distracts you from your focus, which is your spiritual journey, the evolution of the self. So, and the divine feminine just needs to trust that the divine masculine has done this growth, has gone through the hoops, you know, gone through the fire, drug his balls across hot, burning, broken glass, whatever, I don't know. So, you know, because we tend to, when we think about someone, all we have to think about, to reflect on, is the past, because we don't have them here in our here and now. But it's saying look forward to the future, okay? Envision what that might look like. Or just be wide open, blank slate with it. But make sure you're looking to the future and thinking positively about that, because we don't know what the future holds. But I can tell you it's an offer of love, balance, equilibrium, harmony, an offer of peace. Okay, if nothing else, just peace. Okay? And that healing from the Judgment card, that renewal, that healing. So Judgment, Justice, Moon card. It's all part of this cycle of existence, this lifetime. Okay, yeah, we may have had past lives together, and definitely you do if you're twin flames, but it's about this lifetime. It's about the here and now. It's about what we do in this lifetime and the journey of this lifetime. So that's what we need to focus on. The Divine Feminine needs to let go of the pains of the past and look forward to the pleasantries of the future and the infinite potentiality of that love. And letting it be boundless. And the Divine Masculine has to accept that this is what it is, and come back to this integrity, the structural integrity of the Four of Wands, and protect it. Do the Divine Masculine. Okay, that's what a man does. He protects. That's how he facilitates the Divine Feminine to continually rebirth herself and create. Okay, the Master Builder of the 22. Two of Wands, Judgment card is 20, which is 2. Okay, so the Divine Feminine can only continually rebirth herself if she has the Divine Masculine standing guard as a security guard, protecting everything and overseeing everything to make sure that there is no interference. The Divine Masculine is the facilitator. Okay, and the Divine Feminine is the rebirther. So and the maturity of the intellect is to get to that point where we trust our intuition. Okay, listening to those quiet little nudges. Like I've said before, it's not a megaphone blasting in your ear. So, sorry, my mouth is, this is a little smoothie. Organic green, strawberry, melon, water, and pure maple syrup. So, sorry, my mouth is really dry. Okay, so I think that's good there. Probably repeated myself a lot. I'm very thorough, so I wanted to make sure that I covered everything and you guys understood what I was trying to say. So that's pretty amazing, though. 444 on the side of the Divine Masculine, and that Justice card, which is the 8, that infinity, a very karmic number, heart-centered consciousness, and that's where we manifest, from our heart space. So, and a very specific message to me with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So it's recalibration time. It's the same structure, but it's recalibrated, it's reinforced. The addition of integrity as reinforcements. So listening to your intuition, that's a big thing about integrity, is knowing when your spirit is trying to tell you something and acting accordingly. Or sometimes it's telling you not to act. Sometimes it's saying you need to rest. So, but All right. I hope that helped you guys. I thought it was pretty amazing, the 3 4s on the, 4 of Cups, 4 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles on the side of the Divine Masculine. So I thought that was pretty important to share. So yeah, I didn't want to go too far over a half hour, and we're at 35. So I'll leave it there. If you have any questions, you can email me, you can comment on the video itself. I think I was pretty thorough there, but yeah, and if anything else comes up that I wanted to share or that I left out and I forgot to mention, I'll add it to the comments too. So, all right. I love you all. Blessings to you all, and peace be upon you all.